Hey, what's up everybody? Bill DeFreitas for the GCVC, and this week we went to Freestyle Dojo in Toronto, Ontario to chat with Mike Romano. Mike started freestyle alongside his brother Jesse back in October 2021 with the goal of providing a space for high-level competitors in Toronto to cross-train to prepare for international competitions. He runs 10-round Thursdays, Thursday night every week. It's just rounds and open to all. So hit Mike up for details on that. I'll be there with the camera filming rolls. If you want to come through and film some technique or an interview, just hit me up in the DMs on Instagram. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel to help support Canadian grappling, and enjoy the interview.
My name is Mike Romano. We're in Freestyle Dojo in Toronto, Canada.
All right, well Mike, thanks for having us here. Just off the top, just wondering where you got started in Jiu Jitsu and how you ended up in Toronto.
Yeah, so I started in Montreal, Canada. I started training at 10th Planet Jiu Jitsu with my brother over a decade ago, and I fell in love. So I spent quite a few years at 10th Planet, and then eventually I moved over to TriStar and trained there for a few years off and on while I figured out what I wanted to do with my life. And the plan was to open a dojo here in Toronto. Originally I was thinking a 10th Planet, but eventually independent was the way to go, and here we are at Freestyle.
Is this kind of what you expected when you started Jiu Jitsu? Like when you first started going to classes, did you think it was going to be a lifetime thing, or did it kind of just evolve into that?
Yeah, so it was love at first sight. My very first class, I was in love. I was like, this is the best. I was coming off an ACL tear playing rugby, and I just was out of sports for about a year. So I went to jiu-jitsu, and surprisingly, it was fine. I was able to do the whole class, and it was great. And yeah, I loved class number one, and slowly it started to take over other aspirations in my life. I wanted to be an actor, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that. And then it was like, all right, I'm starting to do jiu-jitsu every day. Now I'm starting to do jiu-jitsu twice a day. Now I'm starting the blah, 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 and here we are.
Was there anybody in those like early years that you kind of looked up to and you're like, okay, they're making a life out of it, so can I?
Yeah, I don't know if it was making a life out of it. I mean, I definitely had my heroes in terms of style. Like I wanted to emulate certain people's style in grappling. And they were making it. They were competing at a high level, and that's where my brain was. And so I just had this dream of being a jiu-jitsu nomad, traveling the world, competing and doing martial arts, and that stuck in my brain. But for sure, Bill Cooper and Jeff Glover and one of my MMA heroes, but he influenced my jiu-jitsu, Masakazu Imanari, all those guys.
Right on. Do you remember your first tournament?
No, but so I can't specifically say if this is my first one, but I do remember either my first one or one of my early ones. It was a Grappler's Quest in New Jersey, and we drove down as a team, and it was a hilarious, amazing experience. And I remember, this might have been my first tournament. I remember getting taken down by a wrestler and being held down for 4.5 minutes while I struggled to sweep him, to push, to pull, and I lost on 2 points. And yeah, I drove all the way to New Jersey to lose my first match, being taken down and losing by points, and I'm pretty sure that was the first one, if not, one of the second.
Well, we've all been there for those, for sure.
Yeah.
I've had many of those.
Dude, you couldn't budge them.
Yeah, so from there to competing at ADCC trials, you've come quite a long way. And we're at Freestyle Dojo now, and kind of one of the main things we've been talking about is getting kind of a bigger competing group out in Toronto.
Yeah. So
I was just kind of wondering if you could tell me a bit about like the Freestyle Dojo philosophy and what you're trying to do here.
Yeah. So I always preface this with the fact that I'm 31. Like I'm also a very young 31-year-old at heart. I'm not trying to be anybody's master. I'm not trying to be this great general that knows everything. But what I created Freestyle Dojo for was to give myself a platform and give people an opportunity to come here no matter where else they train and get some really solid training in and exchange ideas and just be able to hang out for hours. This isn't a gym where you come for class and then we bow and shake hands and then you leave, right? I live around the corner. If I'm not here, I'm 2 minutes away. People can message me and I'll be here, and we can work, we can drill, we can do whatever. And that is because I want to become a global player in Jiu Jitsu. I want Toronto to be on the map. I want people to know the names of our greatest grapplers all over the world, right? And I feel like we're right there. And Freestyle Dojo is going to kind of be a beacon, I hope. I'm trying to get the word out and accumulate great grapplers. They do not have to become my students. They do not have to fly my flag. I just want people that want to train and want to go compete. And ADCC in April is the next goal.
So when does training start?
Training started a decade ago. and yeah, you know, it's funny going from that story of my first tournament and losing in my first match and going into this most recent ADCC trials and losing in my first match and realizing it's this nice little circle. And I definitely want to perform better in the trials in April. But I need training partners, and I need people that can come here and put the pace on me and submit me, and all these fantastic grapplers that are showing up to these events. Like, I need people that can mimic that.
But yeah, we were talking about this before, where it's we're kind of confused why Toronto doesn't have more people going to these tournaments, more bigger names. Like, you have a place like Montreal where you can't even compete locally, and you have more guys at, you know, the high level competing at every tournament. What do you think we can do here to kind of bring more notoriety to some of the grapplers out here, or work together?
I think that it really just comes down to like individual grapplers' willingness to show up. Just show up. Everybody kind of has their own thing going on, and it's great, but I don't think it's working on getting everybody to an international competitive level. So the one thing that we can do as a city is start training with each other. Start showing up to people's comp classes. Start being much friendlier and exchanging. I'm not trying to beat the guys down the street. I'm trying to beat the guys, you know, way down south in Brazil, and then, you know, California and New York and all these great European martial artists that are coming out. Like, I'm trying to beat those guys, and you know, if I lived closer, I'd be trying to train with them, but I don't, you know? So that's it. It's just about showing up, being friendly, and inviting people out and making it.
What goals do you have in the future then, for like the next 5 years? What do you want to do?
Yeah, so for me personally, the next 5 years is to keep competing. I wanna take a stab at all the ADCC trials I can, but in between those gaps, it's about going out to you know, smaller tournaments. My friends run an amazing tournament out in the US called Finishers. They have Finishers Open and the Finishers Invitational, and that, in my mind, is one of the best launching pads for no-gi grapplers to really burst out on the scene. If you start winning those, that's a really good place to build a name and, you know, a good testing ground to see if you can go do some bigger and bigger shows. And not to say that Finishers isn't growing, because it is. It's becoming, you know, a really tough tournament to win, that's for sure. And yeah, so that's my personal competition goals, is just keep going, just keep doing it. And then for this dojo is to obviously just have it be a staple, have it be a spot people like coming through, hopefully open a few more. I would love to create a little like triangle of death in the city of Toronto, and just give a lot of opportunity for people that want to train freely, right? Not worry about a black belt being like, hey, no reaping, or, you know, you get too close to them on the mats and you have to move. We don't do any of that shit in my gym, and I think there's more room for that in the city and more people that, you know, are like-minded. And so my 5-year goals is to just keep building this team, keep building this brand, and branching off in Toronto and creating a place, safe place for grapplers that don't give a fuck and just want to learn good jiu-jitsu and let go of the dogma and let go of, you know, the didactic life teaching. It's like, all right, we got to chill with that a bit.
All right. Well, appreciate you having me out here, Mike.
Thanks so much.
Can you just let us know where your gym is and what your schedule is like? When can people come out here?
Yeah, so Freestyle Dojo is located at 191 Geary Avenue in Toronto, Ontario. I'm open from 7 a.m. until 10 p.m. We teach Jiu Jitsu classes Monday through Friday. We have a 7 a.m. class, we have a 12 noon class, we have a 7:30 p.m. class, we have conditioning classes at lunch for now. We're looking to add some in the afternoon. I have a kids program. We teach kids Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 5 to 6. We train on weekends. We do conditioning, we do jiu-jitsu, we do some mobility. So you can check out our website, freestyledojo.ca. Follow us on Instagram at Freestyle Dojo, and I hope to see you on the mats.
Beauty. Thanks, man.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks again for watching. Please like and subscribe to help support Canadian grappling. 10 round Thursdays every Thursday night. Hit up Mike Romano for details, and I hope to see you there.